Before you skip this, let me ask you something. Have you been pretending you're okay when you're really not? Have you been telling people I'm fine just so they don't ask questions? If that's you, stay with me. Because this message might be the reminder you didn't know you needed. There comes a point in life where you don't feel dramatic pain. You don't feel a sharp, sudden ache that you can pinpoint. You just feel heavy. It's a weight that settles on your shoulders and in your chest. Not broken, not destroyed, just tired. So deeply, profoundly tired. Tired of trying to push the boulder up the hill, day after day. Tired of hoping for a breakthrough that feels like it's always just around the corner, but never quite arrives. Tired of being the strong one, the person everyone else leans on, while you feel like you're crumbling inside. You wake up, and the first thought isn't one of excitement, but one of exhaustion. You go through your day, a series of motions you know by heart. You smile when you need to. You laugh at the right moments. You offer support to others. You play the part so well that nobody suspects a thing. But inside, something feels stuck, like you're wading through thick mud, and every step requires a monumental effort. And lately, you've been wondering, is this ever going to change? Is this feeling of being in a holding pattern my new normal? You look around and you see other people moving forward. You see their promotions, their new relationships, their exciting travels. You see them getting opportunities that you've been working so hard for. And quietly, in the privacy of your own mind, you ask yourself, why does it feel like I'm standing still? What am I doing wrong? You're doing everything you're supposed to. You pray, you wait, you try to stay positive, to manifest good things, to keep your vibration high. But the silence from the universe, from God, from whatever you believe in, it feels louder than any answer you could ever receive. It's a deafening quiet that makes you question everything. And here's the part nobody tells you. Silence is not rejection. Let me say that again. Silence is not a no. It's not a sign that you've been forgotten or that your prayers are hitting a ceiling. Silence is preparation. It's the quiet before the dawn. It's the soil being tilled before the seed can be planted. You think nothing is happening. You look at your life and see the same scenery, the same challenges, the same routine. But growth doesn't always feel exciting. It's not always a highlight reel of wins and celebrations. Sometimes, growth feels like confusion. It feels like walking through a dense fog with no idea where you're going. Sometimes, growth feels like losing people. Friends drift away, relationships end, and you feel a profound sense of loneliness. Sometimes, growth feels like isolation, like you're the only one going through this, that no one could possibly understand this specific weight you're carrying. It feels like you're being pruned, stripped back to your very core. But what if, just what if, this season isn't meant to comfort you? We all seek comfort, it's a natural human instinct. But what if the purpose of this period is not comfort but construction? What if it's meant to shape you, to carve you into the person you need to become for the next chapter of your life? You are not behind in life. That's a story you're telling yourself, a comparison you're making based on someone else's timeline. Your journey is uniquely yours. You are not forgotten. Even in the silence, you are seen. You are not late. You are right on time for your own destiny. You are being aligned, and alignment often feels like discomfort before it feels like clarity. Think about it. When you get a bone reset, it's painful. When you're training a muscle, it tears before it grows stronger. Alignment is a process of recalibration. To get to where you're going, you had to outgrow certain things. You had to outgrow certain mindsets that were keeping you small. You had to outgrow certain environments that were no longer serving your highest good. You had to outgrow certain versions of yourself, the ones that played it safe, the the ones that sought approval, the ones that were afraid to take up space. And that process, that shedding of old skin, is never easy. It's messy, it's painful, and it often happens in solitude. There are days you feel like giving up. The thought crosses your mind more often than you'd like to admit. I can't do this anymore. But you're still here. You woke up this morning. You're listening to this right now. You feel weak, like you have no fight left in you. But you're still standing. Your feet are still on the ground. You feel completely uncertain about the future, shrouded in doubt. But you haven't quit. You haven't thrown in the towel. That means something. In fact, that means everything. Strength isn't always loud. It isn't always a roar. It isn't always about charging into battle with a sword held high. Sometimes, strength is the quiet voice that whispers at the end of the day, "We'll try again tomorrow." Sometimes strength is just waking up again, when every part of you wanted to stay in bed. Sometimes strength is just taking the next breath, and then the next. This isn't the end of your story. This is the uncomfortable middle, the part of the movie where the hero is lost, beaten, and has lost all hope. In the middle is where most people quit. They see the mountain ahead and decide it's too high to climb. They feel the resistance and decide it's a sign to turn back. Don't. Please, don't. Because the version of you on the other side of this season is stronger. You can't see it yet, but the muscles you're building now will carry you through anything. That version of you is wiser. Every tear you've cried has watered the seeds of wisdom within you. That version is clearer, with a 2020 vision for what truly matters. That version is more grounded, with roots so deep that no storm can shake you. You don't need everything figured out today. You don't need a 5-year plan or a detailed map of the road ahead. You just need to keep going. Focus on the very next step. Just one step, then another. Say one prayer, even if it's just the word help. Take one deep breath, filling your lungs with the air of this present moment. That's all that's required of you right now. One step, one prayer, one breath at a time. If this message felt personal, if it felt like I was speaking directly to you, maybe it was meant to. Maybe this is the sign you've been asking for, the whisper in the deafening silence. You are not alone in this season. So many others are walking through this same fog, feeling this same weight, and you are not done yet. Your story is far from over. Stay. Don't run from the discomfort. Stay in it. Grow. Allow the pressure to shape you. Trust the process, even when you can't see the path. Your breakthrough doesn't always arrive loudly, with trumpets and a parade. Sometimes it arrives quietly, on an ordinary Tuesday, right after the moment you almost gave up. Keep going. The world needs the version of you that's on the other side of this. Thanks for listening. If this helped, consider sharing it with someone who might need to hear it too. You've got this.